In this video, I'll go over how to set up target champions only. I will also go over how to use it in lane. I'll give you some tips for objectives, and I will show you hopefully how to gank and dive with target champions only. So let's get right into it. So to set up target champions only, you go into options, you stay in hotkeys, just scroll down, go into abilities and summoner spells, keep scrolling until you're in other, go target champions only. I've set mine next to the button next to 1. That's just my preference. You can set it to anything you want. It's just easy for me to reach there. So that's what I've set mine to. You go into game, and I would really recommend treating it as a toggle. That means that instead of holding it when you want to use it, you can just press it once and it will stay on until you press it again to turn it off. Most common uses would be in lane. I'm gonna show it here like this. I might spawn in a champion. Why not? Let's spawn in a dummy. So you see how I can attack a minion here and then attack the champion? No problem, right? If I put it on, I can't target this minion. I can only target the champion now. And that's true for all minions, all towers, and even objectives. However, if I just stand here, right, I don't do anything, it doesn't mean that Viego will insta-target the champion. He'll target what's closest to him, and that's usually the minion. So I wouldn't recommend turning it on and just standing around. And then obviously if I turn it back off, I can go back to farming. I'm playing as a jungler right now, but if you were a laner, I would not recommend having this on all the time, obviously, because you need to CS, and you'll be missing a lot of CS that way. Some tips I have for junglers around objectives, be that Elder, Drake, Baron, Herald, would be to make sure that target champions only is off. So this is it off. I can select the camp, I can select the plants, right? And this is ideally what I want, because I can, in the ideal situation, they would have had this Drake smiteable, and I just use the blast gun, go in and smite, right? That's just the perfect scenario. You might even set up some vision, right? If we have target champions only on, I cannot select this, but say this isn't here, so I don't know that, right? And say this isn't here, so I don't know that, and this isn't here, so I don't know that. If you have a sweeper instead of a stealth ward, which you preferably should have, you can check whether you can select, you can check if they warded, first of all. And if they've warded, you can quickly check whether you've got target champions only on and off, if you can attack the ward without standing still and auto-attacking it, right? If you can select it, you've got it off. Anyway, so say all these plants are missing, and Viego has an ult which goes over walls, and he's got flash which goes over walls. If you decide to ult in, remember it's an untargeted ability, so it will damage enemies and the Drake if you get close enough. But actually I do have it off, so I will do just that, and I will smite straight away. Pretend the Drake is like closer to 1200 than, you know, being full health. So I will come in, right? Come in, and I smite. But notice how I didn't smite the Drake. I smited the dummy because I cannot target the Drake at all. Same thing, obviously, if I flash in, and I've still got my ult, obviously. Flash in and smite, but I smited the wrong thing. Obviously, it is possible to come in and still smite a champion with it off. But this is more like a user error at that point, no? So you come in and you smite this instead, right? In the perfect scenario, that would have gotten you the steal. Usually there is a bit more contest about it. You don't often just get a free way here. Usually someone standing behind the pit. Or like, obviously the plant might be missing, they might have used it up, they probably see you. So they might back away. There's a lot of variables, but the main point I'm trying to make is if you've got target champions only on as you come in, you can only target the champion, so therefore you will only smite the champion. Another good use for this would be diving. Obviously, if I try to hit the dummy now, it selects the tower, but if I turn on target champions only, I can really focus on the champion, right? And it just neglects the tower completely. Which is obviously very good, because look how hard, look at like the red, look at how little space there is to actually select him otherwise if I turn it off. Like, chances are I'll be hitting the tower if I don't do target champions only. So this is excellent use for this. Obviously, if the top laner knows to do it as well, that is like so much better. And it stops you from failing your dives as often.